Now that we know Goku has Super Saiyan 4 and he had it the entire time in Dragon Ball Super, fans have a lot of questions that, why didn't he pop this on during his battle with Beerus? He clearly stated that his full power was Super Saiyan 3. Now with the end of Dragon Ball Daima, it appears he lied to Beerus. He was hiding Super Saiyan 4 the entire time. Or is this a completely different timeline? In the manga, Goku says it's his final form and there's no more transformations after this. But clearly, at the end of Dragon Ball Daima, Goku says, I've had this the whole time. I just hadn't been able to awaken it yet, but I've been training for it. And I guess Neva unlocking some of his potential, kind of like Guru did for Gohan, and that allowed Goku to get the little boost he needed in order to achieve the form. But it still doesn't make sense, as this is supposed to take place 2 years before Dragon Ball Super, why Goku is not able to use Super Saiyan 4 in the entirety of the series. Well, we got a couple theories here, so let's talk about it. But before I start, as I was making this video and kind of analyzing the footage from Daima and the Battle of Gods movie, like, dude, look how far we've come in the animation. Like, literally an episode of a Dragon Ball Daima anime looks like 10 times better than a freaking a movie. And that's just incredible. Like, that's just such a huge testament to the quality of Daima, especially when you look at these side by side. It's like, holy cow, Daima looks so much better. Like, holy cow. Okay, so the first theory is that Daima is going to actually have a sequel, like it's going to go into season 2. And at some point in season 2, they'll have to explain why Goku never goes into Super Saiyan 4 anymore. They never said that it's a Demon Realm only transformation. They never said that it was Neva who caused it and Goku can't do it alone. They never said any of that. And so it definitely seems like he has this ability, but he just chose never to use it. Now, in the Battle of Gods movie, he tells Beerus, are you sure you want my full power? I don't want to hurt you. Was he holding back his final transformation just in case? And then he got introduced to the concept of Super Saiyan God, and he's like, well, wait, there's another form? Like, let me just skip 4 and go straight to God. Personally, I think the design of this Super Saiyan 4 looks far superior to Super Saiyan God, which is essentially just a recolor. That's personal opinion, but I think it would actually be kind of cool if they somehow made Super Saiyan 4 the actual Super Saiyan God form, although they're definitely not going to do that. I don't think they're related in any ways, even though they share much of the same color palette. Now, for just an instant on the screen, they showed all of the Kais, and there in the top, you see Gowasu, who's from Dragon Ball Super. So, like, a lot of fans are thinking, like, this is confirmed that Daima is canon, especially if they're showing Gowasu, who's a Dragon Ball Super character. Now, in Dragon Ball Super, they showed us all of these different time rings, and so another fan theory here is that each one of these time rings is a parallel timeline in Dragon Ball for things like the Trunks Saga and GT Heroes, etc. They would all be different timelines, and perhaps this Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Daima all together is like Zeno Goku. Perhaps this is the story of Zeno Goku, or something like that. What I mean is, they could perhaps explain it as the multiverse theory, different timelines, or something like that. It's a pretty lazy way to fit everything together, but it is a possibility. Now, we didn't really learn anything about Super Saiyan 4. Like, they did explain so much in Dragon Ball Daima, but we didn't learn anything about this form other than it's a bonus, Goku had been training for it after Buu, and it's stronger than Super Saiyan 3. I mean, that's pretty much all we really know about it. We didn't hear anything like it drains your stamina like crazy like Super Saiyan 3, you know, some sort of explanation as to why Goku would not be using it all the time. You'd think that if he had this inside of him, he would just use it. Unless it's weaker than Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue are far more efficient of forms, more powerful and less stamina drain. So in Super, he just decides never to use it because it's just simply inferior. Now, the other thing that could have happened is Toriyama forgot. So if you're familiar with Dragon Ball, this is a very frequent occurrence. They don't usually explain much in Dragon Ball. It's full of plot holes and things that don't add up and make sense. They did actually a phenomenal job in Daima of explaining so many things, but arguably one of the most important elements of this entire series, Super Saiyan 4, goes pretty much unexplained in how it connects to Dragon Ball Super. Some fans seem to think that since this is a quote-unquote side story, it's very much like the original Dragon Ball Z movies, which are exciting to watch and fun, but are not canonical within the main continuity of the story. But from everything they said about Daima, it really seemed like this was a canon side story, and I believe that just about every fan thought that this was canon up until the Super Saiyan 4 transformation, leaving us all with so many questions about Dragon Ball Super. Now, at the end of the episode, Goku specifically wants to go back to that shop to pick up some of those meta bugs, those bug senzu beans, because he says that they're running low on senzu beans, meaning that Goku is foreshadowing that he is looking forward to the future. So I think that there is an extremely good chance that we're going to get a continuation of Daima, whether a season 2 or some sort of movie spin-off. More importantly, they seem to be trending into the direction of near complete fan service these days, and everybody wants to see Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, which we did not get in this series. So I have a feeling that they want to continue this somehow and bring us Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta for that extra hype, and then maybe some point if we get a season 2, Goku and Vegeta will explain why they no longer use the forms. There would have to be some sort of downfall, and they would have to explain why they chose never to use it again. But Toyotaro is now taking the reins for the Dragon Ball Super manga, which is set to return this year. And now that Toriyama has unfortunately passed away, Toyotaro is taking the reins, and he very well may be tasked with figuring out an explanation as to why Goku and Vegeta never used Super Saiyan 4 in the entirety of the Dragon Ball Super story. At the end of Daima, they also show that there's these 2 other third eyes, and then the whole show ends, and everybody's like, oh god, please don't bring us another overpowered, invincible demon guy who is weak as hell, and then he just puts in this eyeball and becomes the power of a god. But other than that, I don't really know what else they could explore in the demon world besides that island with those Megoths, or whatever they were called, the super giants. We never explored that island. And so potentially there's some sort of super strong giants there that Goku might fight as an Ozaru or something. I mean, I seriously doubt it. I think more than anything, they really are just trying to regenerate hype. They don't even feel like they even need to explain Super Saiyan 4. And knowing Dragon Ball Super, they're not going to explain it. There were so many things in Dragon Ball Super that they literally never explained, never even came close to giving us any inkling of information about, and the fandom kind of just went crazy with theories. I feel like this is one of those things that's just going to drive fans crazy. Is Daima canon or not? They're already arguing like crazy over X, whether it's canon or not, but it's pretty hard to say it's canon when Goku has Super Saiyan 4 the entirety of Dragon Ball Super and just simply never uses it. Even in the Tournament of Power, when he was going through his forms and kind of recharging, he still never used it. Against Beerus, he never used it, with no explanation and no potential reason why. Fans are simply left scratching our heads. I think it would be cool if Broly gets Super Saiyan 4, because I feel like that's the perfect form for him in a sense. And we saw that Broly is in Dragon Ball Super superhero and Goku is helped training him, so perhaps that will be his form. Gohan's got his Gohan Beast, Piccolo's got Orange Piccolo, Goku's got Ultra Instinct, Vegeta's got Ultra Ego, and Broly has Legendary Super Saiyan, but maybe he exceeds it into Super Saiyan 4, and that's how we have Super Saiyan 4 in the continuity of the series. I'm curious to know what you guys think below. Overall, I think everybody enjoyed Daima, and we like seeing Super Saiyan 4, but fans who are struggling to make this all make sense are in a bit of a pickle at the moment.